All right, we're here at Liberty Paintball with my son X and all these beautiful MagFed lords and ladies at Liberty Paintball for the Autism Awareness game. On 3, we're gonna do a very heartfelt, very loud. Well, not too loud because X is not really feeling it, but we'll do a time to make the donuts on 3. 1, 2, 3. Time to make donuts! Hello my beautiful paintballers, it is I, Smoke, for the Nomad paintball team, aka Hector Smoke Level. I don't know, I just came up with that, I have no idea what that means. Aka the Tri-State Area's one and only MagFed Scrub. Special guest today, already laughing at me, Mrs. Smoke, wife of the Smoke.
Hello!
Alright, very good Seinfeld.
I try.
Intro. No other guests, just me and the love of my life.
Aw, how sweet.
All right. We are talking about something today that is very special and near and dear to our heart. Mainly our son, X. This was the MagfedSociety Autism Awareness exhibition charity game. Me and Gloria learned about X and his diagnosis of being on the spectrum for high functioning autism earlier this year. So we know, firsthand what it is to have a child who is not anything wrong with him, but is just different. And it's like Nesto.
Struggles.
Right. He has his struggles, but he's not yet verbal and stuff like that, but
he's semi-verbal. He's not up to, a child of the age of 3 years should
what he should be, right. But like Nesto had said, who's normal? What who's any of us?
All of us have our quirks.
All of us have our quirks. When we learned about X, well, when X was about a year, we knew, that something wasn't right,
Yeah, I'd noticed when he was 18 months old, he still wasn't speaking yet, and according to all these periodicals, a child of 18 months should be talking, whatever amount of words, and they should be doing this and they should be doing that, and he wasn't. So I went to my pediatrician, and he gave me the referral to reach out to an agency who would evaluate him. At the time, once he was evaluated, they didn't find him to be on the spectrum. They just found that he had a speech delay and he needed occupational therapy for his hands, and he needed special instruction. And
that's when he started EI.
Yeah, that was the early intervention program. It's for children under the age of 3 in New York. Then earlier this year, he got a new special instruction teacher, and she suggested that we get him tested for, evaluated for, autism, or any other, just a general evaluation. And the evaluator found him to be on the spectrum. And she suggested that he receive ABA services, and now he was going to a school, and it's helped him a lot. He's still not speaking like how he should be, but he's much better compared to before. And it's always it's difficult.
Ready?
It's difficult to deal with all this as a first-time parent, and you just don't want your child to be going through all this at such a tender age. You just still want to picture them as your baby and not be going through all this stuff.
Now, when we learned about X, we had different reactions, and obviously, we were both trying to figure out what it meant to hear this about X. But one thing about us was we never looked at X differently. You know, we still looked at X as our son. You know, like that we don't look at him as like we see him and think about it every time we look at him. We look at him as our son, and you know, we just want to help him. So
as our vibrant 3-year-old, you know, jumping, playing,
crazy
doing
little boy.
What 3-year-olds do.
He's a nutty kid. He does a lot of crazy things, like funny things, like just great, like sprawling out for the next cover of Playground, like he did this morning. X, you know, we just look at him as our child, and I think a lot of parents feel the same way. One thing is, when we found out, is I wrote an open letter basically to X on my my Tumblr page, which is always a ever-changing Tumblr page. It used to be called Depressed Coffee, and now it's called
Triggered.
Smoke Nomad. Yeah, so
Smoke Triggered.
Smoke Triggered, basically. It's only where I do my rants. But anytime I'm triggered, I go there. It's kind of weird. X, I wrote a letter to X basically because I wanted him to know that, you know, how I felt when I learned his diagnosis. And I shared it on Facebook, and it was overwhelming, like the community that share their own experiences and their own struggles and their own stories, you know, with their children or family members or friends who are on the spectrum or autistic. And it was very inspiring. And one of those people that came forward was Zach from BK Actual up there in upstate New York. And they, you know, he has a son who's on the spectrum, and he's shared with me all of the things that, you know, all the fighting that he's had to do for his child, the same way you've had to, you know. Gloria has taken the lead when it comes to stepping up to bat for X, and whether it's fighting to get him therapy, fighting to get him into schools, and that's the same thing Zach is going through where he's at. And he came and he said he wanted to do a game, and I was a little not skeptical, but I didn't want to be involved with it from a hosting thing, because I didn't want to kind of publicize X. And I'm not doing this. We're not talking about X to publicize him or, like, you know, put him in the forefront or get attention. I only felt that we should not only do the game and talk about X now is because obviously by talking about it, you learn more. And you share your experiences with other people that help.
You feel like you're not so alone.
Right.
Like there's other people out there who are going through the same struggles as you. Because when you first hear a diagnosis like this, I felt upset, you know, and I felt like, oh my God, he's going to be struggling for the rest of his life. You know, people are going to make fun of him. You know, it's like in school you deal with, you know, bullies, and of course I don't want him to have to experience things like that. And, you know, this is your child. You always want to protect them from the evils of the world. And then when you hear that they have to experience something like this, it's like, okay, you know, they may not be looked at as normal or as a peer because of their diagnosis. You know, he may not be as friendly towards other people, and they'll look at him as, oh, that's the weird kid. And I don't want him to be looked at in that way. And it's, you know, it's like you start thinking about, it was just, I don't know if other people have, maybe it's just me, I don't know, but I just wanted to just shield him. And protect him.
That's a natural mother. That's a natural motherly instinct to want to do that. Where I was more of the world is hard, and, you know, it's gonna be hard for X regardless of, you know, what's going on with him upstairs in his mind, or, you know, in general. The world is just a hard place, you know, and it's not gonna be easy no matter what. But obviously, you know, X is not alone. And I think that's the whole point of this game, is to bring that awareness to other people who may not know, may not understand, you know, what it is to be autistic, what it is to be, you know, in what's going on in their mind, you know, what's going on in everyone who has this. You know, you people don't know, and right away, you know, they link it with mental illness or, you know, retardation, and that's really that's nothing to do with it. You know, they're just wired a little differently, you know, like we all are, you know. And this is something that I'm learning, you know, with X firsthand myself, and learning from other people. So, you know, that was the whole point of the game, was to, you know, bring this awareness. And the Autism Society of Albany, which all of the proceeds from the raffle went to, I think her name was Janine.
I believe so.
I think her name was Janine.
And almost $3,000 was raised.
Almost $3,000.
And it was just a wonderful event. You know, a lot of sensory. She brought along sensory activities for the children to enjoy, and the Legos, and, you know, just everything. It just felt just very comfortable, you know. And it's funny because she used to be a preschool teacher, and then she knew a lot of the preschool songs, and she was singing, and X was actually singing along, and yeah, it was just a great, you know, experience.
And I'm glad that some of my fellow lords and sladies, my brothers, all of my family in MagFed. I'm not talking about my like immediate MagFed family, and as in my fellow Nomads and my MagfedSociety bros. I'm talking about everybody that I've played with. You know, they were able to, you know, meet some of these kids and meet our son. Intermission. We'll be back.
For me, for the M5.
I'm not afraid to. Are they subtitles? They are, aren't they?
No.
Well, what do I need subtitles for? Can't you understand what I'm saying? I studied English at the bloody American University in Cairo.
Well, obviously I can understand what you're saying.
Oh, you see how they condescend to us with their subtitles.
Okay, we're back.
All right, we're here.
One of the things
at Liberty
that
Paintball, and we're about to do some
me
shit.
and Mrs. Smoke have talked about
sure?
is
I can't
a fear that we
wow,
have for X, as far as being able to live a productive life. You know, whether it's from now all the way to when he's adult, and, you know, being able to live somewhat of a normal life, and
just be able to just provide for himself, and establish relationships,
at the same time in Yellow America,
you know, with other people in the world, and just be able to enjoy his life. You know, I mean, you can say what's normal, you know.
Right. I mean, if you look at it, Mrs. Smoke married me, and I'm fucking weird.
Yeah.
So, you know,
I'm weird too.
She's very weird. So that says a lot. We were able to make it work, you know.
And then we made a weird boy.
Who, you know, likes to walk around the house bottomless and jump on his trampoline while peeing at the same time with everything flapping in the wind.
Yeah. Sounds like you.
Yeah, that's the way I like it. I just throw it out there. Years from now, X will listen to this and he'll be like,
what the hell?
What the fuck? Well, he better not say what the fuck, because if he does, you know, he's getting a fresh one. Get a fresh one. Not that I'm, you know, promoting that.
But he will be an adult at that point.
He'll be an adult,
it'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
It's not child abuse.
Right. So the raffle was able to raise almost $3,000, and Janine from the Autism Society of Albany came down, and all the proceeds from the raffle went to her and her group, which was amazing. They had sensory toys, and they were very comforting and everything. The raffle was amazing. It was the GOAT of all raffles. I'm gonna rattle off all the names of everyone that provided. Patch Panel provided those great patches. Milsig Direct provided an M5. First Strike provided air tanks and swag. Pusha from Pro Shop provided some tech mats. Lapco provided gift certificates. Whiskey24 provided a rig. OCD Paintball provided these crazy headbands that I will love forever with the MagfedSociety Autism logo on it. Kaiju Kydex provided some Kydex holsters with the MagfedSociety logo on it. EMR provided 2 free tickets to Kilo, which was amazing.
Whoa.
That's crazy. Mike Lovato, shout out to you, brother, who we connected a very long time ago, gave away a custom 468 that Blade was able to win, and thank God, all praise due to Blade, said, you know, I am going to put this on a wall, and I'm never gonna touch it. Dead Man's Hand, shout out to Mom from Dead Man's Hand. Rudy from Slaughterhouse gave stuff. Paul from the unit gave an amazing Punisher poster. Ernesto, man, he knocked it out of the park. He provided some awesome things. AJ provided stuff from Force Ricans. Damian Rosado, shout out to you, bro. You provided some paracord. Joe from Spectre provided paracord. Suli made an awesome MagfedSociety Autism Awareness cake. And Angel, shout out to Angel Smiley Morales from Spectre. He hooked me up with a really cool Autism Superman shirt with my name on it.
Oh, he gave you that?
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, that was really nice. He really looked out. I know he wanted to come, but he really hooked it up. And again, I want to thank Zach and Omar. Zach, you know, it was his baby, and I was happy to help. And Omar got Liberty to get first strikes and really stepped up as the liaison to the field. So I'm happy to see him do big things. Of course, to all my MagfedSociety bros, thank you, and
just everyone that came.
To the game.
Thank you for supporting this cause.
And thank you for taking the time to listen to a washed married couple talk about their son and what he means to us. And you know, we're very, very thankful. You want to say anything?
No, I have nothing to say.
Why don't you say goodbye?
All right, goodbye.
All right, guys. I'll see you next time, where it'll be more jovial, and I'll be, you know, back to cursing and stuff like that. All right. See you later, guys.
Bye.
What's the plan, bros?
Well, the plan right now is we're live streaming the shit out of it.
All right. So, all right. All right.
A little bit further past, you got
I'm totally gonna save Nakatomi Tower. All right. All right. Okay. Movement left. Changing mag.
move up!
Move up!
Follow my tricep!
Somebody's shooting me! Stop shooting me!
I got a cavity!
Who's shooting me?
To our right?
From the left.
Oh, got hit.